right, and welcome back. We're here for the nights before Christmas here on the You're Welcome stream presented by eBay with your hosts, Laz, and of course, Cupperfrag. We're in game number 3 or 4 for us today. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm continuing on this hype train, and it's a good game so far. It's been all Ascent all the time. But if you're wondering, is the third one gonna be Ascent on this stream? Hell no, it's not. We've got another one coming. It's gonna be Haven. And what are the teams like? Fill us in.
Oh, super excited. I mean, it is going to be XSET versus the Ranked Stars. So for anybody that isn't aware, Ranked Stars is definitely a bunch of big names in the Counter-Strike world. So coming into Valorant and going to be trying to make some big statements with some people like Calm as well that were on the previous Complexity team, things like that. So a pretty good roster, things to go. So I'm really excited. And again, we don't have to do Ascent, so things are looking up for us a little bit here, Kappa.
Oh yeah, if it was a map pick of casters, right? If we had to get sort of the map pool, Ascent. We've been there, we've done that, and we're moving forward with a triple site bonanza. So if you've not seen Haven before, you're just tuning in. This is a map, and the only one currently in the Valorant circuit, and for that matter, any strategic FPS, with 3 sites available. We've got the A, B, and the C, and who's going to know that ABCs of the Valorant world in the terms of fragging out? We'll soon find out.
Yeah, and even just talking about some of the matches as well. Like, I mean, previously, XSET, they played Sedated, where it actually went right down to 15-13 into overtime. They had a game versus Elevate, which went 13-4. So really good dominant victories. Where on the side of RankedStars, where actually it was a little bit different in the terms that they won 13-7 versus Elevate, and actually going into overtime but losing to Sedated, so 13-15. So very interesting. In terms of how the games have been going here.
Super interesting, and you like to see those neck and neck races. It makes it for a better watch, makes it for a better cast. It's better for the players as well, and really helps them find their stride. When we're looking towards Haven, agent selection, that's the biggest question for you. Brimstone, we've talked about him before, and even off cam, I'd like to bring it up. We've said he's not so much of a popular choice anymore. He's a bit of a D-list, and as for that matter, he's not going to be chosen. You've got the Omens available, though, on both sides, and that util use going to be essential to kind of get those executes as you're doing the splits on C, and you're doing those splits on A as well. What would you say is a crucial agent for Haven if you were to choose one, lads? If you had your 5 and you're saying, who'd you choose, who would it be?
I think that's such a hard one to answer, but I think the obvious, of course, is having an Omen, which is pretty much the standard. Jet, obviously, instant pick as well. I would love to see, a little bit more Sage in the rotation. Sage has definitely been, getting a little bit of work on her recently, and a map like this can definitely make some differences, especially with the barrier orb towards B, and of course C. There's some big choke points in this map, so it's hard to say, though. I definitely agree with a lot of the picks that are here so far, Kappa.
It's completely, man. The agents they've chosen are the default, really, and this being one of the first maps in the circulation of Valorant. Yeah, you're going back to basics, back to the true and tested. And talking of true and tested, Haven has a map for both of these teams. RankedStars haven't really played too much, not too many stats on them. For XSET, they've got a lot of Haven under their belt, so expecting big things from them in this matchup.
Absolutely. So now, as you can see, this is going to be RankedStars that are going to be on the attacking side, whereas XSET are going to be on the defensive side. So a little bit of a hard lean right now here from the defensive side, and they are looking like they're going to be pushing towards a little bit more on A, giving up B for that retake situation.
Revealing area.
Retake pretty common, and you've left it available, and off they go. Taking one on that spike plant attempt, and this is looking really chaotic on B. So many bodies, and tripling down it will be. Down to the 4-on-2. The defenders, they're looking out of their element.
Yeah, that's going to be spike planted. Able to find another, so back to a 2-on-2 situation. Brando, they push on through, but both Curry and Calm, that combination, the double whammo, and that's going to be a big pistol round here for the RankedStars.
Putting it where it counts into that first round, and that is going to give them, hopefully, a bit of vibe and a bit of energy to keep it going. Pistol in the bag, and especially if you're in attack, Haven, you've got to say it's a slightly more defended-sided map, and I expect the chat to light up off that one. What is it? What would you say this is for the defender or attacker side? We always have this convo, and still early days. It's slightly harder for attacking would be my scoop.
Yeah, I think it's
hot take.
I think it really just comes down to the players and just how confident you are with the executes. The thing with this map is the rotations are so quick in some degree. The gap from C to A obviously very, very far away, but I definitely think there's a lot of good openings that you can get on that attacker. So I would probably give the slight favor, you know, or not the slight, but I would definitely give the favoritism for the attackers in my opinion.
Right on. So we've got some controversy to desk. We got some controversy to the server. Yes, please and thanks. 1-0 so far, and plenty more action to come here. XSET just poised and ready.
A very slow round coming in here from both squads, but you can already see RankedStars, they are just creeping their way up, and now they're able to get A main control.
Revealing
it's
it.
just going to be Brando by himself, the only player here towards A, but now you can see the heavy rotate is coming through, and that's going to be the spike that will be planted. Now RankedStars, they have
blocking sight.
Able to sign everything, get the papers, and the site is there for the time being, but now we'll have to see. As I said, have a different plan in store for them right now.
5-on-5, retake Nightmare, got no weapons, and that's going to be the situation the defenders are in right now. Not looking like a Nightmare, looking like a bit of a lucid dream, grabbing a couple, they push it down to the 1-on-1, this is ridiculous! Pistols Classics only versus the Spectre, Sova versus Jet.
Yeah, this is a big play, and even Calm, he actually lands the recon dart, so
Revealing
that's
area.
so important. And up here, you can just see completely stuck in a hard place, but shock dart, it finally connects, and Calm comes up big with a clutch. It comes right down to it, but that's going to be RankedStars showing why they are a high rank, and now 2-0 for them right now, putting the gun round full in commence here for XSET.
Radiance behind those crosshairs. Loving what we're seeing, but talking of Radiance, XSET, we can't miss that, lads. They put that down to a 1-on-1 with only classics. That was it. That's all they had.
And that's the scary thing. I mean, this is a very interesting team to watch, and a lot of great players, obviously from every single side of both teams. But I mean, except there's such a, you know, not the question mark, but they're definitely going to be, you know, the big favorites in this match compared to the RankedStars, which are the, you know, CS:GO professionals and a few Valorant pros.
Looking towards the side of XSET and RankedStars, XSET having a little bit of history. And obviously Valorant still being such a new esport, and that gives you really the wild card for every player that comes into this server. You don't know what kind of plays they're going to use and how they're going to use their abilities. And right now in this 5 versus 4, that's exactly what XSET are wondering. What's up the sleeve of RankedStars? 2 rounds in the bag so far, and Cypher just tearing his way through Garage. He's fearless.
Camera taken out.
Just sit there, but that's going to be JMO that takes it down. But look at what he did. Element of surprise, and he only takes down the 1, but that's going to delay the spike a little bit more. And now you can already see they're
Spike planted.
Back through a 3-on-3 situation. The HP is very low for JMO, and he's going to be lit. But all 3 players, they're completely grouped together down this long C. And they're going to be able to bait each other and kind of work a bit of a system. The utility is very low, and especially here for the side on the defense. But that will be the recon bolt to connect, and that's actually going to get the location reveal. Brando takes some damage. Still needing timeout. That's going to be the spike getting confused again, but Ryan finds the connection. The spike still needs to go through.
Last player
Able to
standing.
work, but here he's going to get taken down and Calm.
Brutal.
Picks up a 3-piece.
Absolutely brutal. I thought he was in the firing range for a second, Laz. He was just lining them up and knocking them down.
Yeah, and that's a really good play. I mean, the fact that they're able to use the recon bolt and just get that information, and they know exactly where the spike is planted. So it's a really difficult position to be in on the defensive side, because you know exactly where they are, but it's just hard. Do you go for the full push, because it is really tight corridors and a bit of a choke point? So I mean, really all they had was just trying to go for that defuse like we saw.
And that's like that infamous Hiko play, isn't it? Where you've got the recon darts, you've got the Sova at long C, and you're just making all the plays for days. 3-0 so far, and instantly a frag is going to be picked up there by RankedStars. XSET in that 5 versus 4.
Yeah, that's already a big pickup, and that's actually Pure that was taken down. So he was playing very aggressive down the long A. And now we're going to see that RankedStars, again, they get into a site. Not much of a fight coming from the defensive side, so instead we're going to play it a little bit safer, a retake situation. Will be mindful that it's going to push on through, but down to 10 HP, the spike getting planted. They're going to actually allow this, but
Spike
a lot
planted.
of mayhem happening already. Look at this. This is just becoming a massacre. Jamo finds another. This is going to go through, and we did. He
Last
falls
player
to his death,
standing.
but now it is just going to be Aaron, but he gets taken down as well. And this is a huge performance from RankedStars.
They are like a freight train out of control, man. Off the rails, off the charts, and straight away, all the games, every game we're casting is getting better and better and better. This is the group stage. I believe Group E. This one, Laz. do our homework. I think it was, and I'll check for that rather than throw you under the bus. So what group is it while you're middle of the casting? Either way, whatever group it is, what is it?
It was going to be Group E, I believe. Yeah, I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, I know I just read this, but I think this is the Group E. So I think this is near the last stages of the best of one. So for anybody that is aware, it is a best of one game, and I believe we are going to be transitioning to those BO3s as we're getting closer and closer to that endpoint of the day one.
Beautiful, and saving the day will be one of these teams, hopefully, to pick up this next matchup in the best of ones. And BO1, BO3 really doesn't matter when it comes to that mindset. You've got to have that tenacious mindset to get in the comeback, and especially if you're XSET right now, Laz, you're up against the wall when you know this is something you've got to turn around.
It really just seems like RankedStars, they really have their number at this moment. I mean, it's still early in the game. Anything can happen.
Joke's over! You're dead!
There's a lot of ultimates available from both sides here, so you can actually see it will be Dazzle. He's going to use the run it back. He gets a lot of information. He goes for the wide. He actually lands that shot onto Weeded. Oh my goodness! He gets away with the last bullet right on the running fadeaway as the run it back goes away. That's a huge frag. And now, XSET, they finally have a position where they could potentially get a little bit closer to victory, but now they lose. Also Pure.
Flicker that east. Look at the rest indeed. Attempt on that retake and all, and Cypher doing his best, doing his work. He knows double peak's coming, but when's it going to be coming? Hunter's Fury plowing through, and Com doing what he can to clutch this one out. He's not going to get it done though. Getting absolutely removed from the server, and finally get themselves onto the scoreboard. Will be XSET. It's going to be a couple of rounds 2-1. So still doable, and you talked about an understanding. I think they've got the interpretation of the hieroglyphics of the play-by-play of RankedStars. They're starting to know what their opponent are putting down.
And that's the one thing to note too, is that Calm had the Hunter's Fury ready to go, but that was an amazing play from Aaron, because what he did is he pushed up and just took him down, because when you have that ultimate activated, it's a bit of a time crunch when you have to quick switch out of it and use your weapon. So he found him before he was able to use it fully. And now we see
cover going out.
Pick up a round 1-4. Still plenty of money here in the bank for the attacking squad. No ops from either squad as well, so just the standard rifles we will see at this moment.
And what that says to me, no one's taking the risk. I don't want to spend 5k. There's no way. I don't want to spend the high credit. It's not worth the risk. And that's really kudos to both teams respecting each other in the server today, and not going for any easy one-taps with the operator. Instead, the duels and the UAV-style recon. The drone's going to come through, getting some intel. Long C seems to be pretty damn busy, lads.
Really does, and that's a big play from Brando. I mean, the fact that he's actually able to land that many recon darts,
Shut
that was really good placement of it as well, but it will look like the spike isn't going to make its way into the site, so they are going to be able to get the spike down. Now you can see XSET, they're completely clustered. They're stuck here between Garage and also Defender side C window area. So now they're going to have to push on through in a little bit of a tight positioning, but JMO going to hold it down, be close by with his teammate, which will be Dazzle, and Dazzle's getting a little bit of interest, and he actually does find the frag, connects it, looking for a little bit more. And this is Aaron actually going for a big flank also. He might be able to find these players. He has to go quick, but then Ryan reads him like a book, takes him down, and it's just all down to We Did. And that's going to be all we need here from RankedStars, and JMO picks up a 3-piece.
It's the one return fire, that a few shots returned from XSET, and immediately RankedStars, they're putting them back in their place in the tempo of this matchup. So I said it earlier, and I guess we'll blame me for this one. The caster's curse is looking extremely attacker-sided, and especially when you're in the side of RankedStars, they're so organized, lads. They're so organized. No trade has been missed, not one.
Yeah, it's been really amazing executes that are coming through here from RankedStars. I mean, very impressive, and it seems like they have the right synchronization and the right time for everything they need to do, and they just seem to get in these sites pretty much uncontested, which, I mean, XSET, they're not challenging it as much, but the retakes, they're just getting completely stopped.
They are, and you got to beg the question, is that the fear factor? You get to that point where, sure, it is a video game, but it's going to be scary, especially when players are coming through like this. The phantom spray downs of Phoenix opening this round up, and nobody that can open up, make it happen immediately. Jet following in kind, and one more player remains. It's all on Raze, and XSET, they're on the back foot once more.
Yeah, that's a huge play, and Dazzle just popping off. I mean, the fact that he's able to run in, picks up a double. with no damage being done to him until he gets taken down, but now it's just down to A. He finds the shoulder of one, and that's going to be calm, so not expecting someone to be back B. He's not careful, he's going to get taken down, but Ryan finds the right timing even though he's low. That's going to be 6-1 in RankedStars. They're starting to look like a bit of a smooth sailing here.
They really, really are, mate. It's like that breakfast, the fry up, the eggs, the beans, the chips, if you're English, or the fries, whatever it may be. It's the full cooked breakfast, baby. And it's happening on this Saturday morning afternoon here for RankedStars against XSET. Wicked showing so far, and XSET, they're making some frags, and they are getting their crosshairs in the right place. The placement's been fantastic. It's not coming down to that. It's going down to the quick plays that are coming through for RankedStars, that executes. You mentioned it last round. It is deadly, and you can't compete with that. If a team is going to come up against you with quick trades and they're fast enough and they've been practicing that, you don't have a response, and they don't currently.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Yeah, and I mean, we do see that there is the timer going to be, used right now, so there is a bit of a freeze time coming through, so we'll just wait and see what happens. But this could be that time that, XSET can figure out a few little bit of a kinks that are going on right now, because clearly nothing is working. And the one thing I'm kind of wondering as well is, do they want to be a little bit more aggressive? Try to get some guarding control, try to push through C window. What is the plan? I mean, right now, RankedStars, they look like
Yes, this should do.
running through with it with not really much of a problem. It's pretty much all ease.
This goes here.
I think that is the unfortunate thing, is it? You just need a bit of whole dub from XSET. Get out there and give it a go. You always hear it in memes and people are like, go to W and run in there. Sometimes that is literally what you've got to do, even at that high end of play. And right now, they're running a little bit scared, XSET. If we saw a little bit more hyper-aggression, just maybe, that aggro might land on that frag to break open the round. Time to tell, the timeout coming to an end here.
Revealing area.
XSET eager to get going, and looks like a bit more aggression. They've listened to Coach Laz, off they go.
Yeah, so really going to try to take the fight to them. And RankedStars grouping up together, going back to long C, potentially just going to do a bit of a split play. So Spike going to be coming all the way in the back, which will be...
Joke's over! You're dead!
And that's going to be the ultimate that will be used from Dazzle to run it back. He's going to be able to push through the site. And look at this, he finds the back of Weeded. Somehow he gets this open, and then he gets taken down, but he gets a second opportunity. And this is going to be Brando trying to use Ninja Fury to delay this push a little bit longer. Makes the connection on the Spike planter, but it's
Revealing
not
area.
enough. Now they're going to be able to get
Spike planted.
Oh, it's going to come through the showstopper. Shop it for one stop on the show. No more to be seen, though. 4 versus 3. XSET still on the back foot, but this retake is looking somewhat doable.
One
I say
enemy
somewhat.
remaining.
Deadly forces. Another 3-on-1, and it's not going to happen yet again. So many flanks on flanks, spinning round and making their opponents spin around in circles as well. Another one for RankedStars, and making their way to 7-1 for the scoreline. Deadly.
Completely speechless. I mean, right now, RankedStars, they are just looking like a well-oiled machine. Not a lot of errors. Like, really, there is nothing to critique them on. Clearly, with being a 7-1 scoreline. I mean, they look like a little bit stuck in the mud. Just, they don't seem to have the answer. A bit of hesitation on their side. I mean, the thing to note is as well, I mean, we are getting close to the end of the year. Probably the last big tournament of 2020. We'll have to see if XSET can do something to make it a bit more competitive, but still a few more rounds to go.
Get out of my way!
Notably as well, we've got some big names on RankedStars. We talked about Com, the players he's rubbed shoulders with, and talking of that, we are going to have a couple of players with RankedStars put into the grave immediately. Caster's Curse delivered once more, 5 versus 2. And RankedStars might be up against the wall here.
So it is just going to be Calm by
Revealing
himself on a
area.
1v4 situation. Does have the 100 Fury, but doesn't have any pump bullets. But that's going to be Wipo to find that connection with the Judge. And Judge is definitely in order, and XSET finally pick up a round after so many continuous from RankedStars. 2-7 is the score. Money situation for the attackers. Still got it in the bank. No harm, no foul for them. But instead, no
this is a nice
operators.
spot.
Going to go back for the Phantoms and Vandal. We'll have to see if XSET have something different in store.
Ain't broke, don't fix it. Talking about ain't broke, don't
That
fix
goes
it.
there.
eBay, been around for a very long
This
time,
goes
and all
here.
of this that you're watching right now is powered
Where
by
are
eBay,
you?
including the 10K that is up for grabs for Night.gg, if I can spit it out there. That's what all this is for, the night before Christmas. Thanks for tuning in. Cup of Frag here, joining Laz on the You're Welcome stream. Chuck us a follow. Plenty more to come in 2021. But right now, these two teams in this face-off, 7-2 is the score in this best of one.
Tripwire destroyed.
Who's going to take Haven?
intensity that we're seeing just from RankedStars. I mean, this is the thing. Like they have no fear, and that's a big, that's a dangerous recipe to have, especially with a bunch of, big players and big names from different titles. And even, of course, a few of them are still playing Valorant, obviously, but still a little bit more, confidence that could be on their side.
Nowhere to run!
That's going to be the Hunter's Fury now used, and I believe that'll be too calm. He's going to try to use it, see if he can push these defenders back. And that's going to be the first hit from Dazzle, but it's going to be Vifo to pick down 2, and now he's going to have to see, can he find somebody? But no, Aaron, a different plan in store, leaving it just down to the 2 members remaining here. The ultimate being used, so that's going to be a 3-planted C, but Calm, he's going to have to run. He needs those Nikes out. He needs to get there as fast as possible.
Chuck the Adidas on, chuck the Nikes on, get going, bud. You better been hitting the gym. Calm. Positional element of surprise, just maybe. But he's got a tall order here, man. This isn't a tall glass, this is a picture of Beveridge, and I hope he's thirsty.
This is a big play, so what we need to see Ryan stay a little bit alive.
Last
but
player
Calm,
standing.
He needs to go. The spike's
Now,
ticking.
now.
But that's going to be it, and XSET do pick up this round. It was the right play, but the time was just not on their side.
Respect the effort, noble effort indeed. But let's be real, 7-3s to score. XSET, they're starting to get a couple more now. So with that in mind, I think they've threaded the 2 together, and this is looking a little bit more promising for the half. They could turn this into like a 7-4, a 7-5 half. Even now with 7-3, you can't shake a stick at that. They've been able to triple up, and they've made this into somewhat of a game. So if their attacker side is anything like what we're seeing for RankedStars and it's organized, I think they've got a fighting chance here.
Absolutely. We definitely see some teams are obviously a little bit more strong on one side than the other, of course. We'll have to see. I mean, XSET are finally now picking up 2 in a row. Completely might have gotten everything they need to wake up a little bit, but we'll wait and see a little bit longer, because now it'll be Pure that does make this first frag exchange in favor now for the defenders, but that is going to be the B site planted for RankedStars, and that's now Brando to use 1, looking to look for a 2-piece. Can he make it?
Can.
Yes, he's going to be able to.
Nice.
That's big pickups with using the Hunter's Fury, and now it's just down to 2 members again.
So, a good use of an ultimate. We wanted to see some more rounds, and signed and delivered there from XSET. You talk of a mortgage, that's the mortgage payment. They paid up front, and it's all over and done so far as it looks. 4 versus 2 on the rotation. We've had some good rotations here from RankedStars, but 4 versus 2 in a team that seemed to be in that momentum train. I don't know, man. I don't see it coming.
Picks up that big frag. Aaron getting a little bit aggressive, trying to deny the plant, but Calm runs a little bit of that out of ammo.
No more.
30 seconds left.
How does that work?
Spike planted.
Styling on his opponents.
Oh my goodness, and now all of a sudden from a 4-on-2, now we're down to the 2-on-2 and Calm just
1 enemy remaining.
Another. This is making it 3, and now that's a round going for RankedStars. It completely collapses like a deck of cards, and except they give
Last
it up.
round
This
in
is
the half.
Last round for the first half.
The back of cards just lit on fire. We talked of a 4 versus 2. This is going to be an icky defense on the retake, and they did it. They made it happen. We spoke of skill. We spoke of individual performance from previous titles. They're bringing it into the server right now for the Night GG, night before Christmas, and hopefully it'll be a good time. I know we are. And you speak to Com, I'm sure he's having a cracking time as well. Just getting close here to wrapping up the end of the first half. Last round, and all in for both teams.
All in for both teams, and now look at this. They've actually given up the C site, which will be Aaron. He actually will be the one that's going to be close by. He only has the Spectre, but look at this. RankedStars, they've already pushed on. But now that's going to be the showstopper. He is able to pick up another.
1 enemy remaining.
He picks up more, and now it's just down to Dazzle. A 1-on-2 situation. He has to run it back. He could use
Come on, let's
this
go!
gives him 2 chances to pick up another frag or 2, or potentially pick up the round. The
Course
position
fight.
is going to be revealed. But he's scouting, he's looking as much as possible, and he knows these players. Now he should anticipate they are going to be towards the defender side spawn. But you can see, both these players are now going to be creeping up, changing their location. So Dazzle, he's going to do a bit of a fake and make it seem like he ran away, and hope that they bait off of this and run away.
I think that's it, Les. That's exactly it. He's got a bait for the rotate. He's playing it very well, but the double fake, is that going to be something not predicted by RankedStars, or excuse me, by XSET in this 2 versus 1? Only
30 seconds left.
TikToking away, and he's playing this perfectly.
No charges left.
think he was spotted there, though.
Yeah, he definitely was. I mean, so you can see the Cypher actually having the camera alive gives them more information, but the curveball actually does land, and both those players were completely blind. So now it's going to be ring around the rosy. Oh my goodness, but Dazzle goes again for another curveball, but he's not able to make it work, and that's going to take that last round.
Getting
Switching
the 4.
sides.
So they've converted it. 8-4 for the turnover. Much worse halves have been had, and if you talk to XSET, how you feeling after this? Not too bad at all, considering it was 7-1 at one point. So, turning that half round into a doable one. Now switching over to the defense, and XSET versus RankedStars here. RankedStars are going to be getting their attack out of the way. Let's see how they fare on the defense here.
What an amazing attacking side from RankedStars. I mean, it just, you know, this team, I believe, has only been made a few days ago, or like within the week or something like that. And the fact that they are just that synchronized and just so organized, it just outstanding.
It really speaks volumes, doesn't it, of how strategy can pay off. It isn't always about having that play with the best aim. It's strats. You've got aim and strats in the form of RankedStars, and is that going to be too much for XSET to handle? We'll find out super shortly.
Fires
I believe we saw a TK happen.
You don't see that every day, but now...
No.
Rifle that's going to throw the camera actually does get the recon. That is going to be giving away the position of one of the players. He just going to go for the plant. Now will be
Take flight.
3 remaining members here. Shot through,
One enemy remaining.
Frenzy that makes it work. Ryan does take one before he falls, but the pistol round does go in favor.
I think, to be fair, a bit of a bloomer there from RankedStars. TK before you go for the retake. Not ideal. Not ideal at all, and they're going to want to shake that one off. What round? What pistol round? I know what you're talking about.
And this could be the reset that we need to see from XSET. I mean, they picked that pistol round was pretty like convincing. I mean, they only lost, I think, only one member. Not really much damage that was done from RankedStars. But this is going to be a big test for RankedStars now, because on the defensive side, it takes a lot of coordination. You lose a player, you need to reposition. You need to, you know, have the right reads. So we'll have to see if they can transition what they did in the first half into the second.
Native backside will be the raise. Inflicting a little bit of damage, and I say a little bit, fragging out as it will. Shorty, go Shorty, it's your birthday, taking one. And it's a 4 versus 4.
Blocking sight.
See, and that's JMO trying to get in the right position to see if he can find somebody in the flank. He's not able to an extent now. They've just completely mowed over these defensive players. And it's just going to be Dazzle and both Ryan remaining. They don't really have a lot to work with. I mean, you got a Frenzy, but you also got the Spectre, but at this point, they might just want to burn
Spike
some
planted.
weapons down for the attacker's side.
I think it's worth a go, especially if you're ahead. You've had such a scorcher of a half for your first one from RankedStars. You want to get in a couple more jabs just to weaken your
Last
opponent.
player
Get eyes on
standing.
one until Phoenix will be removed. All down onto Omen. Just a Frenzy, the glitch bot Frenzy at hand. Quite a pretty skin, actually. I haven't seen too much of the Frenzy.
Yeah, the digital, oh, I forget what it's called. I should know this. Digital pop.
Digital pop. It's popping. It's not popping for him in this round.
I'm going to think about it when I go to bed. Oh, that's what it's called.
There it is. Get it to Twitter and yeah, chat. Come on. What is it? I think it's glitch pop. I think it's glitch pop.
I think you're right. I think it's called glitch pop. Yeah, I think you're right.
Whoever's glitching in the form of that gun, though, it doesn't really matter. We want to see what players are popping off. Who's going to be that bug, that anomaly for us to come across here. So far, so good. If you're XSET on your second half, you had an absolute stinky first half, and right now you're cleaning things up. You've got the Glade out, you've got the Febreze, and making things smell real nice. 8-6 to score. Is XSET going to close
Cage
this?
triggered. Tripwire destroyed.
It's going to be a recon bolt that will be used, so now I'm going to give the location away for Curry, so he's going to be pushing on. He's going to spray, he does take down the one, he's looking for the planter, not able to find it. Dazzle, he's trying to creep his guard cover, but he's getting a lot of damage against him, so he might go for the wide swing, but instead he's going to play it a little bit safe.
Spike planted.
Now decides to go one, going for almost 2, but no, Fury takes him down, and that's going to be Calm to reply back. And Calm, he's just had an amazing game so far, and we're seeing why. It's a 2-on-3 situation. And both these players stuck at the back of Long C. About to get defused, and it keeps going on. They're gonna have the lineup for Ryan just completely sticking
Still
up with the
going.
shot dart. It actually
Last
does
player
land.
standing.
Calm from behind, and he takes down
One
one,
enemy
and
remaining.
That's gonna be the round for RankedStars. That play from Calm definitely solidified it.
Deadly. The one punch man effort there. He really is. He can't miss today. He can't miss. Get this guy a medal. Get him a cookie. He can have the whole pack for what it's worth. It's a sculpture for him.
An amazing showing from
Here.
Calm. Love to see it. 15-9. He's right up top there with Brando. I mean, Brando on the side of XSET is 17-9. So you can see, I mean, the frags are definitely there from a lot of players, but you can see Calm and Dazzle, they really just started to, you know, pull some weight, pull a little bit more into their favor. 9-6 is the score. Will be a full gun round, but a little bit of a force, you know, on the dicey buy here from the defensive side.
We have seen some dicey buys pay off though. Previous map of Ascent, can't remember the one just gone on one previous, but pistol rounds can go far. The Shiko, maybe a stinger.
Again, Curry, he's going to be by himself. Got a stinger in hand. 20 bullets to see if he can find a body or two.
Come on, let's go!
Have to see if he can at this point.
Tripwire
Now,
destroyed.
Push on through. That's going to be Curry to take down the spike carrier. But Brandon,
No charges left. Going up.
I tell you, lads, that might be enough to get things started. The spike being removed from the plant, that puts them in the back foot, and they're stuck. They've got to do something.
completely, but Aaron actually does take down Calm, so they might not expect Ryan to be close by like this. And even the Rays, that's going to be Aaron just on the other side. Ian actually does find the head of Dazzle, so the lurk comes up very, very big. And all of a sudden now it's completely switched around, and Ryan around the corner, he actually does land that shot. Wins the duel, making it back to
Cover going out.
Field. Buck HP for both these defensive players. It's low, Cuppa.
Last player standing.
Super load. Off goes with the one player. It's a 2 versus 1. It's going to be down to RankedStars being removed. XSET, champion of that round, takes it to the 9-8 showing, or excuse me, 9-7 for the showing, and they're closing the gap. So that gap, it was a massive gap, and I keep going back to that. The story is building in this best of 1. Before we even get out of group stages, a comeback story has been thread together by XSET. RankedStars had a very, very good start. They had that moral advantage. They had the mental advantage. Look at it now. It's starting to flip on its head.
It's definitely getting to be tested a little bit more, and we're definitely seeing the full team of XSET come
Revealing area.
awesome now. 7-9, only 2 rounds behind from tying this game up, and now
Watch this!
not really much of a buy here from the side on the defense. But instead, they do have the ultimate, which is the Blade Storm, which will be activated from JMO. And that definitely can make a big statement and definitely do the damage it needs to, but it actually does get a little bit adventurous and maybe too
dear.
adventurous, and he falls right into the trap of these
Satchel out.
players.
So, yeah, Blade Storm chiming in for 1, being removed in turn,
Last
though.
player
It is a 3
standing.
versus 2, the 3 versus 1 of RankedStars, and it's all going to be down here on Phoenix. What's he got? A stinger.
We'll have to see.
Spike planted.
But it's stinging enough to take down 3 opposing players. The dark cover. Oh, it just lands right in front of him. But this curveball might be able to land. Oh, he gets the gold line when he tries to do the spray transfer, but not enough bullets nor time. Except now will put themselves only 1 round behind from tying this game up.
All game long we focused on XSET's mentality, how they feel and how they're going to be able to come back from this. But flipping the script completely, RankedStars, you've gone from being 7-1 up. It's 9-8 now. You've got 1 round, not for your opponent to have in total, between them and you catching up. Give us a bit of insight, Liz. That's a bad feeling, isn't it, if you're on the side of RankedStars?
You know it isn't. It isn't. Like, I mean, at this point, I think RankedStars, you know, they're really excited, and I think they're realizing they can definitely take this game. But when you have a big lead and you start to lose it, it definitely can affect you. But I'm curious if that's the case here for this squad. But we'll have to see. I mean, every player is of course different on their mental fortitude in game. But nonetheless, I mean, Huntress Fury going to be used from the defensive side, no connection, and that's going to be
I'll just start.
use the showstopper, but the only show he's going to do is himself, and Ryan actually finds that connection. So now Ryan looking to make a little bit more, baiting the time as long as possible. Ryan comes up with another, but Pure comes up even better with a double and takes them down. It's a 3-3. The spike's still not planted. There's plenty of time to go, but Calm again. How does he
How?
land these? This guy, he figures out all the right angles, all the right opportunities, and all of a sudden now, it's a 2-2.
We've got a glitch in the Matrix. We've got a glitch in the Matrix. Calm and Sova absolutely popping off. 2 versus 2 it will be. Cypher and Cypher take on the Sova and the Sova. Twins in action. recon and the spy, if you will.
Last player standing.
Taking
I
out
know
down to the
exactly
2-on-1.
where
It's going to be all down on
One
Cobb.
enemy remaining.
He's had an absolute rip-roaring burner. That's not going to cut the mustard, though. And his counterpart, Sova, is going to delete you from the server. So we are neck and neck right now. It's 9-9 on Haven. The only triple site map we have here in the Valorant realm. And I tell you what, XSET, welcome back to the party, baby. You've made it a neck and neck, tie game. Let's see it. Let's see the win now.
And these are getting closer and closer, these rounds. I mean, that came right down to calm on a 1v2
Right here.
situation, and it made it all the way to the 1-1. It is, you know, quite a few rounds in a row now, 3 in a row to be precise, from the XN squad. And we had to see them, you know, transition a bit of a different mindset in this attacking side, and we've definitely seen that. And now we have ourselves a tie game, and it is going to be another dicey buy here for the defensive squad, but we have seen them do damage. But now it's going to be a 3-player stack at this C site. They've definitely read that they know this is their weakest point right now.
They've got stingers, lads. I think that's the other factor, though. Definitely the stack's the right play. But stingers versus vandals, is that going to be enough?
Last player standing.
He's just
What?
too much, and he does take down 2. I mean, it's not going to be the round, but it's going to be some damage on that economy side for the attackers. But the hold is there, the effort is there. But now, XN have now taken the lead.
Newsflash. This is the first time they've had the lead in this entire matchup. Period.
Yeah, this is the first time. Like, I mean, like we said, it was a huge lead before for RankedStars. It was up, I mean, 7-2, 7-1 at one point. Now they've clawed their way back. Call it the comeback story. Rocky 4 featuring XSET.
Oh, when's that coming out?
Right now, right here on the You Welcome stream.
Oh yeah, baby. Yes, it is. And so far, so
Case
good for both teams. XSET showing. They did that overtime game previously. Maybe, just maybe, we're going to see another one. But look at this, the ult coming through. Super ambitious there, clearing some angles. Getting the intel with the running back. Not always to use for the aggress, but it can be sometimes used as kind of like a recon dart, if you will. Omen spray, though. Going to start things off, and XSET, they're on the back foot right away.
Actually, we did picking up now 2. Trying to see what else he can do as well, but that's going to be Vifo to take down another. The spike is all that's going to be the ultimate, is going to be used from the Omen, just we did. So he's gotten a new position on the high ground. And the defensive side, they need to now, they're completely scattered. They need to regroup in themselves, but oh, if they could find this Calm, he's a bit too short on the timing. If he could have found that frag, that could have really pushed him the thorn in the side, but instead, we'll have to see what they have in store. Calm coming in the back.
Right here.
Spike
Scary, isn't it?
planted.
It's 3 versus 2. XSET, they do have that man advantage, but these players are against Complexity Stars, RankedStars for that matter. They're feeling today. They could have a fighting chance here.
Last player
Calm, I
standing.
mean, he needed to get a little bit closer, but he gets taken down, so it's all just dazzle. But he's completely red. They know exactly where he is. They're going to be up 11-9 now. I believe the money situation, it's not that much better here for the defensive side. So do they just go for a bit of a light pistol buy? Or do they try to force something out? But at this point, they might as well just try to do something a little bit lighter so that they can transition it into the next round. And that's what we'll see. All the stingers.
Such a tough call, isn't it? You go for that full save, you try and break the economy and go for that rando buy, and it's the Stico, the Stinger eco buy as it will, doing their best, and they really don't have a choice at this point. They've got to take some rounds.
Revealing area.
Oh, he tries to use the shot, but he's not able to make it work. Aaron does take him down. Get the high ground, but that's going to be the plant that comes through, and Calm.
Spike planted.
But he actually will run through the cyber cage, but all the remaining players from XN are going to be
Deploying
outside
drone.
this site. The drone should be able to locate it.
Last
Calm is
player
trying to do
standing.
something with what limited resources they have, and JMO finds one. They're not able to find a second, and now XN have put themselves on match point.
XSET. You're set,
Match
bags
point.
packed, and they're ready to fly towards that 10k out of the group stages, if possible, of the current score. Match point they'll be on. RankedStars. I would love to hear the team comms, Laz.
Yeah, these are the moments where you definitely want to hear the team comms and the frustrations, the laughter, everything like that. But unfortunately, you guys get to listen to us, and I'm just kidding because that is fortunately. But we'll have to to see now. This is the big, tail of the tape. I mean, this is all down to this, 12-9, and we need to see RankedStars. They have to pull a few more rounds to tying this back up to go to overtime.
Revealing area.
They are
Get
getting
out of my
close
way.
to that match point and the BO1 victory.
Just wanted to see those POG champs in the chat, in the server, left, right, in the center. No excuses. My aim was off. I don't care. We need to see those headshots all over the place. 5 players running in to see here. Blazepool is in the mix as well. And out comes the showstopper, which appears at this point is 5 versus 3. I think the show's over here for RankedStars in the groups.
Last player
It is gonna be
standing.
JMO, but he gets caught with the knife out.
Spike
so now it's just down
planted.
to Ryan on a 1v5 situation. This is it. It all comes down to this. And he's completely spot with the tripwire. And Ryan, this is a big ask for him, and they know exactly where he is. His location has been revealed, and look at this. They're just going to be hunting him. That's going to be a scam, but Ryan does win the first exchange against Pure. But he now has to find more players, and he has to also get the defuse. Look at this. They're just spamming away in the smoke, and Ryan, he knows that there's not much hope for him.
This is almost hopeless, as it will be. Noble
Attackers
effort,
win.
just tunneling, running down long C. Won't do. XSET 13-9, 7-1 they were down. Comeback Kings, and I never ever want to hear someone say you can't come back from that, because proof in the pudding. Right there, and who we've seen on the top of the scoreboard. Got a couple of sofas there. You got Com, you got XSET, but XSET 26 frags. What a game.
Yeah, what an amazing game that came through. And, honestly, like, big hats off for RankedStars. I mean, really, they had nothing to lose. They were just a complete pug team. So, I mean, the fact that they were able to do that much damage against a very well-established team like that, hats off. I mean, you never even want to consider that like a loss. I mean, it is a loss, but you know what? It's a victory really in a whole other way.
And that's the takeaway right now. It's still early days of Valorant. We say that so often. I say we're coming up to just about a year soon enough, but teams are still being built, and with that in mind, you get to take that experience into your next game and learn. Watch those VODs and see where things went wrong for them. Group stages, though, is all we just were at. We'll be moving forward, I believe, into the best of 3s for the top 16 throughout the rest of this afternoon for the nights before Christmas. All presented to you and powered by eBay, HyperX, Sheets, and Blocks. All love you, and thank you for helping us be a part of this today.
Yeah, I definitely want to give a big shout out, of course, to the Nights Before Christmas group with Pittsburgh Knights, and definitely appreciate them allowing us to be here on the community stream. And thank you all so much for tuning in. I really do hope you enjoyed the matches so far today. We've had a lot of great games so far, and I believe we do have one more best of 3 that we will be covering. But just make sure to throw a follow for both myself, Laz_TV, with also Cupafrag, and we'd like to post everything. So just make sure to check us out there on Twitter. But otherwise, we will be taking a break. But again, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you soon.